प्रणाम प्रणाम
Hare Krishna, pranam Mathaji.
Hare
Your blessings on Guru Purnima, Mathaji.
Mathaji, we all pray for the blessings of all of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all the gurus and acharyas in the parampara, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and all the Vaishnava acharyas, Mataji. It's a prayer, that we seek their blessings for our spiritual progress, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mathaji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare. We can start with the opening prayers.
Yeah, I will read Mathaji.
Can I Mataji?
Yeah, who is that?
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjalashalakaya Chakshurumiritam Yena Tasmai Sri Guruve Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadadikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sri Yuta Padakamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Sri Rupam Sagarajadam Sagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvedam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakanvitamscha हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी श्री राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरि प्रिये वाञ्छा कल्पतरुभयश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः नमो महावदान्याय कृष्ण प्रेम प्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्य नाम्ने गौरत्वसे नमः ओम विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी इति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधारा श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघ्यते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दमाधवम् हरे कृष्णा माताजी हरे कृष्णा प्रभुजी
Hare
थैंक
Krishna,
यू
Pranam Mataji and Prabhus. Today we will be seeing Bhagavad Gita, second chapter, 64th verse. Raga Dvesha Vimuktaistu Vishayanindriyaishcharan Atmavashyirvidheyatma Prasadam Adhigacchati. Yes, a few of you can read the verse.
Yogesavimuktaistु Isayannindriyascharan Atmavasyaiर्विधेयात्मा Prasadam Mahikachati. Hare Krishna
Lakshmi
Mataji.
Mataji.
हरे कृष्ण माताजी दंडवत रागद्वेष विविक्तैस्तु विषयान् इन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश्यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति.
Yeah, Kusum Lata Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Rag dvesha vimuktastu vishyendriyaishcharanan atmaveshay vidhyatma prasadam prasadam adhikachati.
Yeah. Vijayam. Somebody by Vijayam.
हरे
Yes.
कृष्ण माताजी
Yeah.
राग द्वेष विमुक्तेस्तु विषयान्द्रियश्चरण आत्मवशेर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादम् अधिगच्छति हरे कृष्ण
Sri Vidya Mataji.
हरे कृष्णा माताजी.
Yeah.
रागद्वेषवियुक्तैस्तु विषयानिन्द्रियैश्चरन् आत्मवश यैर्विधेयात्मा प्रसादमधिगच्छति. हरे कृष्णा.
Raghavan Prabhu, Raghavan Prabhu. Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yeah.
Ragadvesha vimuktaisto Vishayan indriyaischarn Atmavaishyer Videyatma Prasadam Adhigachadi. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
I'll read Mataji.
Read Bindu Mataji.
Raga Dvesha Vimuktaistu Vishyan Indriyacharan Atma Vishaya Vidyatma Prasadam Adhigachati. Thank you,
Yeah.
Mataji.
Word to word, raga, attachment, dvesha, and detachment, vimuktai, by one who has become free from. Two, but, vishayan, sense objects, indriyai, by the senses, charan, acting upon, atmavashyai, under one's control, vidheyatma, one who follows regulated freedom, prasadam, the mercy of the Lord, adhigachati, attains. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. But a person free from all attachment and aversion and able to control his senses through regulative principles of freedom can obtain the complete mercy of the Lord. Now, we have seen the answers which Krishna gave for Arjun's questions about Sthita Prajna. This answer is for the question Kim Vrajeta. Vrajeta Kim. Vrajeta means walks. 54th verse of second chapter, when Arjuna asks Krishna about Sthita Prajna, he asks about how does he walk. Walking is not that how physically he walks. Walking means how does he use his senses in this material world. He is a Sthita Prajna, but he has senses. He is engaging those senses in Krishna. But still, he is in the material world and he has to navigate in this material world. So, how does a Sthita Prajna use his senses in this material world? One is he's fixing his mind on Krishna. But being in the material world, he will be doing some material activities. So, how does he navigate in this material world? Through his senses. And for that, Krishna gives the answer Raga Dvesha Vimuktaistu. He is using his senses or is engaging in material activities which are part of his duty, or sometimes they may be activities which he doesn't like to do also. But how does he do them? Raga, he doesn't have any attachment towards those duties. He doesn't have, or that activities, or he is not detached also. Vimuktaihi, the one who has become free from, he is the one who is free from attachment and detachment also. Any example? Any example?
Janak Maharaj, Janak Maharaj.
Janak Maharaj. He was Videha, he was not at all attached to anything, but he fulfilled all his duties. He was not detached in the sense, he was a king, so he fulfilled all the duties as a king. Yes.
Jada brother.
Jada Bharat. Jada Bharat was more like a Prabhu. He was completely detached from
Yeah, fully
material.
detached his soul.
Yeah, yeah. So he
Ambarish Maharaj, Mataji.
Huh?
Ambarish
Maharaj. Ambarish Maharaj. He was doing his duties as a king, and yet at the same time he was completely detached from material, and he was
Vivekananda.
Prahalad Maharaj.
Vivekananda.
Prabhu. Who Prabhu?
Dhruvan.
Vivekananda.
Dhruva Maharaj. Yeah, and Vishwanath Prabhu, you're saying some name?
Vivekananda.
Vivekananda. Prabhu, I'm not very much aware of his activities, but whatever I am saying is from Bhagavatam and whatever is in the scriptures. So here we can also say when you don't develop any attachment or detachment from the activities. In Arjun's case, Arjun was attached to his relatives and he didn't want to engage in something sinful like a battle. But by the end of Gita, Arjun is convinced by Krishna's instruction that you do these activities without he has to fight a battle. Everywhere, Krishna is instructing Arjun that he has to do his battle as a Kshatriya, he has to fight, but be completely unattached. And yet at the same time, you be detached to that activity of battle. Be unattached to the relatives, unattached to the consequences, unattached to the war. And yet, here it is said that one should not be completely detached also. What does that mean? That when that particular activity is essential, like in Arjun's case, this battle is essential. So Krishna is saying you cannot detach from that activity. You have to do that duty. Killing the enemies is essential, is compulsory at that point because that is a dharma yuddha. So you cannot detach from it. What Arjun said, I will simply go out, I'll go to the forest, I'll go begging, I will do this, that. He says no. Unnecessary detachment is also not advised. So what is told here? Krishna says, not having any attachment, not having any detachment, and aversion. That is detachment. How does a person act? Vishayan Indrayes Charan. Vishayan means sense objects. Indra by the senses. Charan, acting. But how does he act? That he will be. See, he has to be in this material world. He is in this material world. So there are sense objects and senses. He may have to engage in this, but in those activities. But how does he do? Atmavashyai, under one's control. So he is performing the activities in this material world by following the rules and regulations. He is doing, even indulging in activities which appear like sense gratification, but he is following all the regulative principles. He is following the rules and regulations. See, for Arjun's case, he is a Kshatriya. Killing his opponents or enemies is not an offense. It is not a sin. It is his duty. So, and Krishna instructed him, don't be attached to the results or the relatives and don't be detached that I'll give up the war. You do your duties. Focus only on your duty. So following the rules and regulations, Astita Prajna will actually do these activities. And what happens when he does so? What is the second part of it? Atma Vashyer Vidheyatma. He is acting by complete restraint or control of senses. So if one accepts these objects of senses, the Lord has said, but if it is done with the controlled senses and there is no attachment or there is no aversion, then there is no fault in such an action. So a person, the word used here is Vidheyatma. Who is the one who is a Vidheyatma? One who follows regulated freedom. Like we took the example of Ambarish Maharaj, Janak Maharaj. They had all the opulence, all the wealth, all the riches. They were very powerful kings. But what was their approach or attitude in doing their duty? They were always submissive. They were well behaved, very polite, kind, equal. They were compliant. They used to follow the rules and regulations of Shastra. They used to respect the sages, follow the instructions of the Brahmanas. So, like Janak Maharaj, he's called Videha. Same thing. The one who has full senses under control and he is doing the activities. He is using his freedom, but it is regulated freedom. So, Atma, here the word is Vidhey Atma. Atma Vashyer Vidhey Atma. So the mind is very submissive to instructions and they contact the objects, the sense objects with senses, but they have complete control over it. So what happens to such a person? Krishna says, Prasadam Adhigachati. the mercy of the Lord he attains. So a person who is acting with complete sense control, using his freedom in a very regulated way, he will get the mercy of the Lord. The meaning of which, Prabhupada, one second. So here, Prabhupada explains in the purport that one may, by all artificial means, one may try to control the senses. Externally, you are controlling, you are trying to be withdrawing from everything. But internally, you have to focus on Krishna. Otherwise, artificial shutting down or withdrawing senses will not happen or will not be helpful if you're still having desires internally. And Krishna has already said, Mat Paraha, one has to be engaged in the transcendental service of the Lord. Otherwise, there will be a fall down. So, Prabhupada then writes, although the person in full Krishna conscious may apparently be on the sensual plane, because of his being Krishna conscious, he has no attachment to sensual activities. So, whoever devotees we spoke about, Ambarish Maharaj, Janak Maharaj, they were in this material world, but they were not at all attached to any enjoyments. And for them, the focus was only how to please Krishna. So, Astita Prajna is a person who has become transcendental to all attachments and detachments. If required, he will act. If he has to indulge in a material activity, he will indulge. But he will follow the rules and regulations strictly. He will not have any attachment towards any sense enjoyments or his family or his relations, because he has crossed over all this. We had example of Kulshekhar Alvar. So intensely attached to the Lord. And then, if Krishna wants, the devotee can do anything which is ordinarily undesirable. The example is Arjun. Battle. It was Krishna's will. He told Arjun, you have to fight. Arjun obliged. That's all. War is not a very good thing or a good activity to indulge in. But yes, it was Krishna's will, so Arjun did it. And if Krishna does not want, he shall not do that which he would have ordinarily done for his own satisfaction. So, for a devotee, the center is Krishna, Krishna's instructions, Krishna, to please Krishna. So, if Krishna doesn't want him to indulge in a particular activity, then the devotee will not do. Even if it is for his own sense enjoyment, the devotee will not do it. Any example you can quote? Any example? Not necessarily from Shastra, from your day-to-day things.
Mathaji, Mirabai.
Mathaji, how do we relate this to Mirabai? If Krishna does not want, the devotee will not do.
She was only thinking about Krishna only, always. She never thought of anything else.
No. I'm asking, if Krishna does not want you to do, even if it is for your own sense gratification, the devotee will not indulge. That example I'm asking.
Okay.
See, there are instructions in our Shastra. There are rules, regulations, austerities. There is something called the Ekadashi Vrata. And Krishna says, Ekadashi is very potent to progress in the spiritual path. You know, Ekadashi Devi, she blesses the devotees who can fast properly or follow Ekadashi properly. That is Krishna's instruction. So, we want to satisfy our senses. We don't even want to miss one day. But even on Ekadashi, even if we want to indulge in eating all kinds of food, we restrain. Don't we restrain? No, today is Ekadashi. I have to not indulge in all this eating and enjoying. This is Krishna's instruction. This is the instruction of Shastra. I will follow it. So following the instructions of the Lord, even if it means we have to control our senses and not indulging in enjoyment, is a form of austerity. So a devotee will follow Krishna's instructions. Even if he wants to satisfy his will, he will not do it because Krishna doesn't want him to do. That is the nature of a devotee. So Prabhupada further writes, therefore to act or not to act is within his control, because he acts only under the direction of Krishna. For him, he has nothing of his. Astita Prajna is a person, he has nothing of his, a devotee. He will act if Krishna wants him to act. He will not act if Krishna does not want him to act, because he will follow only the direction of Krishna. And for such a person,
Mathaji, Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada.
yes, Srila Prabhupada, after he took sannyasa, even before he was a devotee of the Lord, born a devotee of the Lord. So he, after, when he stepped out of his house to take sannyas, he completely surrendered himself to Krishna. And he says, I'm a puppet in your hand, I'm an instrument, use me as you want. So here, such a person gets the complete mercy of the Lord. So this is very, very important. So when a person is, living in this material world with regulated senses, following the rules and regulations, free from attachment and aversion, he is going to get complete mercy. And what is that mercy? Can anybody tell? What is that mercy?
God's grace.
Love of God. Love of Mathaji, love of God is the ultimate. Still, Krishna has not
God's
spoken
grace.
about love of God in this. Yes.
Going back to Godhead. Bhakti,
Mathaji, that is all ultimate. No. That is all ultimate you're speaking. In the beginning, when one is behaving like this. Yes.
Yoga Kshemam Vahamyam. Mataji.
Okay. No. At the moment, what happens to such a person?
We develop Krishna
With the
consciousness.
mercy of the Lord, Mataji.
Yes, that is right. He gets the taste. He gets the higher taste. See, he's a Sthita Prajna. He's come to cross over the modes, and he's attained the transcendental platform. Now he's unaffected by everything that is happening. Even in this material world, he is using his senses, but he is not at all getting distracted by anything. Why? Because he is getting higher experience. He is getting higher taste. So that is the mercy of the Lord. See, our endeavor is one part of it. Later, the mercy of the Lord is equally important for us to progress in our spiritual path. So, person who is like this, Raga Dvesha Vimukte Vishayan Indreyas Charan Atma Vashir Videyatma, he will get the mercy of the Lord. He will start experiencing the higher truth. Being in this material world, he'll start getting experiences. So when he starts getting those experiences, he simply, it's like a effect, he's practiced himself, he's led a very regulated life, so he got the mercy of the Lord. And by the mercy of the Lord, he will become even more and more disinterested in anything in this material world. And he will rise further and further. He will evolve further and further in his spiritual path. So, this shloka introduces something called mercy of the Lord. And for that, one has to first qualify himself by leading a life, a very regulated life. So regulated life, following the regulative principles of the Shastra, attracts the grace of the Lord, the mercy of the Lord. When the Lord sees the sincerity in the practice, by following the rules and regulations, he showers his mercy. And then one starts getting spiritual experiences. Is it clear to everybody?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
So it's the entire core meaning of this verse is that one has no strong attachments or aversions. Whatever is required, he will do as per the instruction of the Lord. But the thing is, he will always keep his mind and senses under control, that he will be following rules and regulations. And then he gets the mercy of the Lord. Being in this material world also, he will get experiences. He will be completely peaceful. Nothing actually affects him. That is what is about this verse. Yes. Anybody has any doubt or wants to add anything? Yes, if there are no doubts, we
Hare
can
Krishna
close.
Mataji.
Yes,
Maybe
yes.
to the contest Mataji, but I just want to know when the soul leaves the body, Mataji, when the soul leaves the body, they say that the soul is there in that premises for 13 days. But
Yeah.
no, but does it, as soon as this soul leaves the body, does it not start with the process of his karmas and other things? Does it start,
No.
or after the 13th day only it starts?
Yes. He has to get a body by which he has to go to the other loka, or he has to go to Yamaloka or any other loka. So for that body to form, because now he has given up this gross material body, for that body to form, it takes 13 days.
Thank you.
Yes.
Mataji, one more thing is, how is Bhanu Swami Maharaj, Mataji?
How is?
How is His Holiness Bhanu Swami Maharaj? Sorry,
How
Jayapataka Swami. Oh, he was unwell, na?
That is Jayapataka Swami Maharaj.
Yes.
Guru Maharaj is fine, Mataji.
Guru
He is
He's
better.
fine.
Yes.
Recovered. Okay.
Yes. He's on the process of recovery, but I think he's come out of that phase where it was quite critical. Now he's improving. Yes. He's improving.
Oh.
Yes. So we can.
Mataji, can you just summarize the meaning of this verse again, please?
Yeah. Mataji, this verse means that one is not having intense attachments or aversions from anything. He is using his senses with completely controlled mind according to the rules and regulations. And by doing so, he gets the grace of the Lord, the mercy of the Lord. He will become completely unaffected and peaceful being in this material world, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, thank you.
Yes.
We've got to get there.
Yes. Because he's gotten higher taste, he's getting higher experiences. Nothing in this material world can disturb him. He's become completely peaceful here.
Yeah, Hare Krishna, thank you.
Yes. Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Srila Gurudev ki jai.
Jai. Hare Krishna.
Karubhyashta, Vancha Kalpatarubhyashta,
Dhanashmi, Mataji.
Vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnavendite. All glories with the all glories to Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.